Video presentation. My name is Victor Snook. I am the Senior BIM Consultant at Ashrae. In this presentation, I'm going to be dealing with some of the changes in Revit MEP 2013. Okay. The first change they've made is they've added the ability to be able to place routing preferences for piping and ducting. What routing preferences allow you to do is you can be very specific about the fittings, the elbows, the taps and the T's that you require for each pipe run and duct run. Gives you a lot more flexibility, and it makes sure that people adhere to standards, whatever those standards may be within your industry. If we have a quick look at that, it's going to go over to Revit. When I go and place in a piece of ductwork, if I go to edit the ductwork type, okay, in the middle of my ductwork type properties, I've actually got routing preferences. If required, so I've got some preferences already predefined. If required, I can make a duplicate routing preference. And if I select on routing preference, you'll see I've got elbows, taps, junctions, transitions, and all of the parts and fittings required to create a duct system. Any of the ducts, so what I can do then is I can select my specific elbow that I wish to use. If the elbow that I want to use isn't actually in here, what I can do is I can say load family, go to the metric library, I can find the fitting that required, and I can load it in and specify it within my ducting or piping preferences. What I can also do is I can specify duct sizes or piping sizes. Okay, there may be a series of sizes loaded inside the standard Revit project that are not standard for your industry. So what I can do is I can create a new size, or I can delete existing sizes to give me a list of only the sizes that are required for my rectangular, oval and round ducting and all of my piping. So I get exactly the size required. Okay, the next thing to have a look at, the next change, calculations. So ducting and piping calculations with taps. As you can see from this, I've got a little illustration where I've got some taps. In the previous version of Revit, regardless of the fact that I've got a tap on my segment, it would have taken the calculation for the pressure or the flow as a calculation for the entire duct segment and not actually split it where I've got a tap on there. So now what it will do is the calculation for the flow and pressure is actually separated by a tap. Okay, the calculation is separate for each segment. The segments are separated by taps. Okay, just to sort of illustrate how that works, I'm going to select my duct system, and I'm going to use the system inspector. So I'm just going to flick open the system inspector, and I'm going to start to inspect my flow rates and pressure and static pressure rates for this ducting system. So if I go to my first segment, that is 456.7. If I go to the next segment, which is actually separated by a tap, that's 363, and so on and so forth for all of the segments. So it actually splits the flow rates and the pressure drop down for each of the segments that are separated by a tap, which is actually how you would require it in the real world. The other thing it will do now is, because I've got my calculations, if I go to analyze, I'm going to drop in a duct legend. I'm going to place my duct legend onto my drawing, and I'm going to specify I want to show my duct legend by pressure flow. As soon as I place it down, you'll notice that each of my segments, starting with the 463, each one of those that's separated by a T is actually feeding back a different litres per second value. Okay, so that's a good improvement for the calculation quality of the results. Okay, so there you go, colour fills on ducting and piping segments. So that sort of shows you with the illustration, that sort of piece there. Okay, the next thing we've got is all of the duct fittings have been updated to the latest Ashrae standard, which is standard 5, version 5. Okay, so all of the fittings, the oval fittings, taps and T's have all been updated to the latest version of the Ashrae ducting fitting database. Okay, what you've also got as well is a new way of sending out results. You've actually got now inside Revit MEP, you've got a duct pressure loss report and a duct pipe loss report. All the reports for this appear under the Analyze tab, so duct pressure report and duct pipe report. If I select duct pressure report, I can specify the system. I wish to run the report on, and then all I do is click OK. I can fill in information that I want, and I can generate the report. Okay, I've actually got a report that I've already previously generated, which is here, so it's supply system 1, and this will feed back all of the information as required for your pressure loss. Okay. Thank you for watching this brief video presentation. If you require any more information, or if you require help on guidance on Revit MEP or any of the Revit products that we sell, please go to our YouTube site where we'll be posting lots of video content, tutorials and other bits of information, or you can go to our website www.adris.co.uk, or you can find the number below and we'll be more than willing to help you out. Thank you for watching this presentation.